Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there is Tucker, or maybe Chris Kratt, I'm not quite sure. And we are in the future of the Mazda brand. This is the 2023 Mazda CX-50 compact crossover. And in this video, we're going to tell you what it's like for our family of three. Alright, Holly, so here we are in the 2023 Mazda CX-50. And the first thing I have to ask you about this one, what do you think of the color?
Oh, of course I like the color. It's almost the same color as my Jeep.
Which is almost the same color as our interior walls, which is almost the same color, almost exactly as the inside of Tucker's closet that we thought was a totally different color. And
it was the same color.
Yeah. So, you really like the outside of this one?
Of course.
Let's see.
I do like it.
I'm going to pull up the window sticker here and see exactly the...
What color it is?
Yes. Polymetal like gray metallic.
Yeah.
And
I like it.
The inside, what do you think of the terracotta seats?
I do like the terracotta seats.
Yeah, being an A&M fan, they are a little close
to... A little too orangey for you?
Yeah, they're a little close to some other school, but other than that, they very much look upscale, which is the plan of this vehicle, is to be more upscale. We've got leather here on the dash with this cross-stitching that matches the terracotta seats.
But that's where it loses me a little. I don't like the cross-stitching.
Really? Okay.
And I don't like it orange. It kind of reminds me of Halloween. Of course, we're going into Halloween season, so that's a big deal, but I don't like that.
Not a big fan of the cross-stitch? Yeah, we even have it here on the center of the seats, running down the spine of the seats all the way down. We'll start outside and move our way in. Thoughts on the exterior styling of this?
I think it is very interesting. It's pretty. The curves, it's got a lot of curves, so it's interesting, but they're very sharp.
Yes.
Which is not usually how automakers make the SUVs these days.
Yeah. So this is ushering in a new design chapter for the Mazda brand. This actually rides on the same platform as the last Mazda we tested in the electric crossover with the rear hinge doors. But this is built off of the CX-30 platform, but is called the CX-50 and is a wider, lower, longer version of that, basically. It's very deceptive in its size because I've even tested this one before, not just previously this week on the channel, but months ago, back in April, and getting this next to your Jeep Cherokee, which is in the same general class, was surprised at how petite this one felt. I expected it to be a little bit bigger.
So is the space on the inside, is it bigger? But it just feels bigger?
It's comparable to your Jeep because your Jeep was built more with off-road intentions in mind, so the packaging inside made some sacrifices. Whereas you and I just put some stuff back in the back. The hatch is rather large back there in the back.
And we've tested its capabilities.
Garage sailing capabilities, yes. So,
A++.
Yes, very interesting, very low, wide, more masculine look than the CX-30, which definitely has a cute look, but I'll put a link to my CX-30 test up in the corner on this one. Moving inside, you already said you don't really care for the cross stitch, especially in the terracotta.
I know, but other than that, I really like it. I'm surprised. What I thought you were going to ask me at first was about the steering wheel.
Oh, yeah?
It is very Mercedes-esque style, huh?
I like the very compact interior bits to it, not big chunky. And so I will say, being a Mazda, everything feels very familiar in here. It's the same gauges as the last two Mazdas we've tested, the CX-9 and the MX-30. The infotainment is essentially the same. The climate controls are essentially the same. The auxiliary and everything controls down here are essentially the same. So if you've driven a Mazda lately, it's really just the packaging that's different on this one, right?
Yeah, I like that the infotainment center is.
Help back here.
What you need help with? Oh, we'll do that later, buddy, but we can't do it while we're buckled up, okay? But thank you for asking.
We're about to get out in just a
when
second.
we get out, we can do it, okay?
I like the infotainment center is very simple. You know, I like simple.
Yes.
Everything's easy to find. And one thing that cars have started doing that I do like that some people don't is the little knob at your
Fingertips.
At your fingertips. That does take just a minute to get used to, but once you are used to it, I really like its convenience for me.
And I really like that the volume is down here versus having to reach up here. So anything to do with infotainment can be handled right here without even lifting a hand.
And, you know, there's a heads-up display, so I think a lot of features of the inside of the car lend itself to safety, like the heads-up feature, like the knob at your fingertips, so you're not having to stretch or look away too long while you're trying to drive. I like those things.
Speaking of the head-up display, it even gives you a notification up there if someone is in your blind spot, which I wish more manufacturers did.
Yeah.
So I really like that. It also uses traffic sign recognition, so it'll put the posted speed limit, and if you're approaching a stop sign, it'll put a little stop sign indicator up there, as well as in the dash.
I like that.
Big panoramic roof, very easy to control that. The climate controls, fairly simple, though I will say the automatic AC on this is very aggressive. If you put it in auto, it's going to make sure you cool down.
You know me, I don't let technology control my life, so I rarely use auto. So
yeah, but see, let's see here. So we've got it set at 68. It's 95 degrees outside. Oh my gosh.
It will be 68 now.
Yes, instantaneous. So this is one vehicle where I've not used auto. The few times that I have noticed that auto also controls the heated steering wheel, which has not come on, but the ventilated and heated seats. So while these seats do not remember that you had the ventilation turned on every time you turn the vehicle off and back on, which you know is a feature I like, if you have it in auto climate, they will come on if necessary.
Nice.
So that is nice.
Let's talk about these ventilated seats.
Let's.
They are ventilated.
They work.
Whereas other seats we've sat in, I felt cool, but I didn't necessarily feel the breeze or could tell that they were on.
Didn't feel drafty?
Didn't feel drafty. And here, there's draft.
Yes. So they absolutely work.
Which I don't not like.
Yes. Especially, again, 95 degrees outside. So there is that.
We needed the draft.
Yes.
And these seats are comfortable.
Yes.
So we've ridden around in it quite a few times now already. And they are comfy seats. Oh, you don't
I will say, I have put over 400 miles on this. I did a Dallas furniture run, again, testing out the cargo carrying capacity. Excellent. Got 3 dining room chairs back there. After about 200, they got a little lackluster for me. They could use
a little rough?
Yeah, they could have used just a little more cushion, both in the seat bottom and the seat back. But
do you feel like that's because of the ventilated seats?
I feel like that's just more in line with its sporty nature versus its comfort nature. Because this does have 2 different drive modes outside of the normal that you're currently driving in, because we have sport, normal, and off-road. So just kind of going to the intention of this vehicle.
Sure.
This would be a great, fun, sporty commuter for someone who needs a little more room and space than a MX-5 convertible, or maybe even the CX-30 on which this is based.
Yeah.
So, all right, gearheads, what is it like putting a child seat in the back seat of the Mazda CX-50? Well, it's a crossover SUV, so you know getting that rear anchor point in is very easy and convenient. And as with other Mazdas, for the lower latches, Mazda actually surrounds them in hard plastic and has these removable plastic covers that you need not lose to hide them when they're not in use, making it very easy to find, locate, and latch those lower latches. Simply throw the tether around back and then move to the back cargo compartment to tighten that up back there, and you're good to go. Because that seat back is carpeted and hard, you aren't squishing the leather or ruining the seat long term by really tightening that top tether down, and it makes for a very snug fit here in the back of the CX-50. I will say, due to its compact dimensions, Tucker's feet do hit the back of the seat rest, and because they are leather instead of hard plastic, it's just something we had to consider when we had him riding back here. Try not to let him beat the back of these leather seats up too much. Will say this has won an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus award, so this is a rather good family vehicle and safe all around.
The steering wheel, when I turn, it feels a little tight. Is that a feature?
Yes, that is. It's sporty. I know Mazda doesn't use this term anymore, but it's zoom zoom nature. It's the MX-5 coming out in it, because this really is a sporty, fun little crossover to drive. I left you in sport, so maybe when you get out here and go, you can get it a little.
Okay.
Stretch its legs a little. I know you said you're not a stretch its legs kind of gal, but I mean, when in Rome, right?
Well, I am going to have to get out.
Yes.
Get up and go out here on this road for sure.
You are clear on my side, mommy.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Tucker, what do you think?
Oh, yeah.
And I will say, at highway speeds, you can hear the turbo blow-off valve, which I know you care nothing about, but it made me feel a little special.
Was that what we just heard?
No, what we just heard, I believe, was piped in audio noise through the speakers. But
It's Tucker Chris back here.
Tucker Chris back there. So that brings us to MPG on the window sticker before we get to the price on the window sticker. So rated at 23 city, 29 highway, 25 combined, and are over 400 miles in this. Let me hit the right button here. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons because I'm not driving. And my 430 miles of this, we're averaging 22.6. So I've been driving with a little bit of a heavier foot because, again,
Better not be.
very sporty nature. I will go back to, it does have the 2.5 liter twin scroll turbocharged, 227 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. So it's got some pep, some get up and go. All that wrapped into a package. What do you think that package costs?
Okay, it's not a hybrid.
Not a hybrid.
45.
Very close.
Ooh,
So
I'm getting good at this game.
as this one is spec'd, 43,170.
Ooh.
So again,
Nice.
talking about your Jeep, it's a 2014 year model. It has everything on it. Same general price class. It was 42 back in 2014. This is 43. It's a little smaller, which we've addressed, but feel that is a fair price.
Jeep doesn't have ventilated seats. Mine
Not our Jeep. You can get them on that one now, but feel it's worth
I
it in
do
this one.
feel it's worth it. You got the Bose speaker, that's nice. The leather.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Well, there you have it for 43, a very nice, very upscale package in the compact crossover market. It is very fun and sporty. If you want to see my thoughts of how this handles for someone 35 years old, check out my solo review here on the channel. If you want to know more from Holly on this vehicle and many other behind the scenes tidbits, go find her on Instagram at Female Consumer. You can find us and everything we're driving before it is here on the channel at GT Garage Talk on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or just head over to gtgaragetalk.com. You'll get links to everything, including our award-winning podcast, or you can just search for GT Garage Talk on your favorite podcasting platform. But as for us, we are going to enjoy this vehicle just a little bit more while we still have it. Till next time, gearheads. Bye. Who's back in the back seat?
Chris Pratt.
Tucker.
Oh, Tucker. Oh, look, they're open. They're open.
No need.
Oh, we've got time.
Do we? I think
We need to speed it up. Get this started. Go.
I'm already going. You need to.
A little birdie was behind us and I love him.
And you love him. He's doing the blow-off noise right there.
No, but kind of accelerate and then let off and listen. You hear it goes. Comes from under the hood. Do it again. It's when you let off, it goes. Anyway.
I love a car that does that.